now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
Alana, I bet on a day like today, you're at the grocery store, you're out in public, and people are like, hey, what do I need to know? What's my drive going to be like? Like, you are the sage.
Very kind, very kind. I'm just here on days like today, so I'm not hitting the ground. You know what? Have them delivered, because I am here and I want to know what's happening every moment of the day. And during the day today was the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
We had quiet conditions, but tonight is a different story. We've been waiting on snow for northern Utah.
Ooh, look at that.
And we've got it. This was the moonrise tonight.
Nice.
Before the clouds and the wet weather moved in, and then we jumped to southern Utah. I'm going to show you the spots and the dry conditions before we get into what's happening now. Now, I want to touch on southern Utah because they actually have a dry pattern through the weekend and a warming trend over the next 7 days. They are not going to see precipitation, but it is a totally different story for northern Utah. This is a live view from Big Cottonwood as snow is coming down and that winter storm warning is in effect. Here we go, and we've got periods of heavy precipitation on the way through Sunday morning. When it comes to the storm impact scale and the mountains with this storm cycle, this is going to be a strong one. We're looking at heavy accumulation, especially Friday afternoon into Saturday in the mountains, where snow rates could be 2 inches an hour. Heavy, wet, dense snow, and we know winter travel should be expected in the high country. Our high pressure breaking down, moisture filling in tonight. So the clouds moved in quickly, and by this evening, we've got cold air in place, and that has resulted in snow. Live view right now from Ogden, Washington Boulevard, and you're catching it as it's coming down, and temperatures aren't even quite to freezing. At last check, Ogden was right around 34, but that'll tell you evaporative cooling is happening, and we're getting that snow. Highs today only in the 30s in Logan, where it's currently snowing, 42 in Salt Lake, which is average for this time of year, 40s, lots of 30s out there. 51 in St. George. Temperatures right now with mostly cloudy conditions holding right around freezing. Now, we anticipated this would start as snow and transition to rain. Freezing in Logan, pretty close to it. Ogden at 33. Salt Lake holding out at 36. Wasatch back 27 degrees, 33 in Provo. So we're right there on the line, but we've got some time before that moisture slides south. We are watching the snow in Ogden, and it's moving through the northern Wasatch Front. We're going to see waves of moisture, and the temperature over the next several hours, gosh, folks, it really matters. You're going to see us hit freezing by 1 a.m. And if we're dealing with a wave of moisture, that means we've got snow. We could break the streak in Salt Lake City and see snow for the first time this season at Salt Lake International. We'd like to do that. Is this the storm that does it? Let's hope. As we look at our winter storm warnings, they are in effect for the Wasatch Mountains, the Wasatch Back, where the Friday morning commute could be tricky, the western Uintas, the Book Cliffs and Wasatch Plateau, and the Central Mountains. These will be in effect until 5 a.m. Sunday. We're going to be measuring snow in feet in many of these locations as opposed to just inches. But why is rain in the mix? It's December. Why are we talking about rain in our valleys? Well, there's a reason. As we look at our atmospheric river setup, you're looking at the western United States. As we jump out to the Pacific, we've got an area of low pressure and an area of high pressure. In between these two, with their rotation around them, we get this narrow corridor of moisture. This is a river, an atmospheric river, and it goes pretty far south, all the way to Hawaii. So tropical moisture is getting funneled into the Pacific Northwest. We're getting remnants of that, and that brings warmer air because it's related to the tropics. So our snow levels rise, and so do our temperatures. Starting at the valley floor tonight into tomorrow morning and the afternoon, we're going to see that snow level rise. It's going to hit the benches, get to about 6,000 feet by the evening. It hangs out close to 6,000 feet Saturday and into Sunday, which means this will likely be a straight snow event for portions of the Wasatch Back. Benches will get slushy and possibly some snow. As we look at the travel impacts for your Friday morning, forewarning you now, mainly wet in the valley for the Wasatch Front. That includes I-15, so just be forewarned. Snowy and slushy. Wasatch Back looking at snow. Cache Valley, where it's currently snowing, could see some slick spots. Take it easy. Benches also getting slushy, and the mountains are going to be snow covered, and we are going to continue to see periods of heavy snow. Looking at the Futurecast, you can see that rain. As we get into the overnight, snow holds on, but we start to see warmer air in the West Desert. It's valley rain, mountain snow by tomorrow afternoon. afternoon and into the evening. But look at that heavy, dense, wet snow that impacts the mountains. By tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, moisture slides into central Utah into Saturday. We continue with waves of moisture. By Sunday, we start to quiet a little bit, but a northwest flow will keep us a bit unsettled, and we could see snow showers continue. Sunday evening, there's a chance we see a few spotty showers, and we watch the Pacific Northwest going into next week. How much? Well, before this turns to rain, the Salt Lake Valley could see a trace to an inch. 1 to 3 for Cache Valley. Northern valleys, this includes Utah County, northern Wasatch Front, 1 to 3. Ogden Valley, colder air, 3 to 7 inches. Benches could get 2 to 6 before it moves to rain. Mountain valleys, 8 to 14. That includes Park City. Now, lower elevations of the Wasatch back below 5,500 feet will be closer to 2 to 6. 1 to 2 feet in the northern mountains, 1 to 3 for the Cottonwoods, 1 to 3 for the Bear River Range, 1 to 2 for the western Uintas, healthy for the central mountains, and 2 to 5 in southwestern Wyoming. Tried to include everyone there so you knew what to expect. 30s and 40s with a warming trend as we make it through the weekend. 30s and 40s on the eastern side of the state, 53 in St. George, where I told you, gosh, they have a nice 7-day. They've got quiet conditions and temperatures in December getting into the 60s. Well, I think some golfers are going to be happy about that one. As we look at that's Wesley Ruff, ladies and gentlemen, as we look at the Wasatch Front, starting as snow, switching to rain. Rain on Saturday in our valleys, isolated on Sunday. Dry to start the week, possibly some wet weather Wednesday and Thursday, but we're talking about upper 40s, low 50s in December. And that is such a change, but atmospheric river always brings good moisture.